Hi, I'll explain. If this is your first time to my channel and your first time seeing me, that might be a little confusing why I would start a video like that. But if you have seen at least some of my previous videos, not that I have so many, but if you have seen some of them, you might have heard me say that I will not do any declutters. And yet here we are. If you're curious about why I would say such a thing and you haven't seen one of the videos that I've spoken about it, I will link it in the cards now and probably also in the description bar below. And it might be useful to watch it first to understand some of my mindset and the way I'm thinking about this. But if I had to sum up the whole story behind this to you now, I am on a year-long No Buy now. I started the No Buy project in January of this year. It will finish in December of this year. So I'm kind of close to the end of it, but I'm still in the process. And some of the reasons that I went on a No Buy is overconsumption, feeling like I have too many things, like I don't even know what I have too many things to even use, and also that I'm buying too many things, spending too much money. In general, I felt uncomfortable with the amount of stuff. I felt overwhelmed. And I wanted to go on a project to see how I feel without buying things. Part of the things that I intended to do throughout this No Buy year is not declutter anything. I didn't want it to encourage me to buy replacements. I felt like that wouldn't feel like a fair replacement if I declutter something that could be possibly perfectly good and then buy something else just because I wanted to. Then also I felt like I did too many declutters in the past. I felt like I got rid of things for that reason to get more stuff. I didn't get rid of things because they were actually not serving well. And also partially I regretted getting rid of some things. I got rid of things that I wouldn't use at the time. And then after some months, I would think that, oh, maybe now I would want to use it. And because of that, throughout this year, I didn't declutter anything that wasn't very clearly expired, completely unusable, dried out, completely bad. Well, you might be asking yourself then, what are we doing now? What are we doing today? And it's a good question. I still do have a strong fear of getting rid of too many things. I don't want to get rid of things that I might potentially regret getting rid of. And because of that, if I'm going to declutter something, I really feel like I need to have a good, valid, strong reason for that. And also, with this whole declutter that I will be doing today, I will not be actually getting rid of things permanently. Like I will not be putting them in the trash. I will put everything in a box or a drawer or somewhere. I will separate the things from my collection and I will still keep them for at least until the end of the year. And I will see how I feel with that. And the reason that I realized that is a good, valid reason to get rid of things is expiration. I didn't think about it too much. And you can tell by the fact that I have a few things that are really, really old. So old that I barely feel comfortable saying how old they are. I think I will say how old some of these things are, but now I'm realizing that it's uncomfortable. However, something that made me realize that it's not okay is that I've been noticing some pimple-like red dots on my cheeks, and they were pretty much in the area where I would apply bronzer. And that is at a time where I would consistently use bronzer that is very old. It's from 2019, 5 years old. It's a powder, which kind of tricks me to thinking that, oh, if something is a powder, then it must be still good. It doesn't expire because it looks the same. It feels the same, doesn't smell bad. It didn't change at all. But clearly it was giving me a reaction. Obviously, I haven't really done any scientific tests. I haven't checked if this is definitely the thing, but I am pretty certain. And because of that, that made me think that I don't want to be using things that are actively harming me. I want to take care of my skin. I want to take care of myself. And I want my makeup to not damage me, obviously, but also to be good for me. And I guess the time has come to look at all of my stuff and look at all of the things that are or might be expired and thinking about getting rid of them. So even though those things are or might be expired, I will still be not throwing them out completely. I will keep them somewhere in my house. I will keep them separate from my collection. I will see how I feel about that. Some of them really don't feel expired and I might continue using them. And then some of them I will throw out at the end of the year. But I want to have this buffer time to see how I really feel, to say my goodbyes. And it might sound ridiculous because if you really think about it, expired makeup is trash. But I am giving myself this additional time to cope with that because of the reasons I've spoken about. I also feel like being aware of expiration dates and tracking them and making sure that you are using things that are good and you're really using them while they're good is a good way to remind yourself of how short things actually last, that makeup is not forever. So this has been a pretty long intro. For the rest of this video, I want to try an overhead style. I want to show you all the products pretty up close. I think that this way you will be able to see them very well. And yeah, here is a little spoiler of the things that I'll be showing. There's quite a lot of things, so I will not be swatching everything, but I might swatch here and there. We'll see. I will start with something, and probably the only item that is not really expired. It might be expired because it says that the shelf life is 6 months, and I think I got it in December last year. But I am decluttering it just because I have given it so many chances. As you can see, it's really, really used and it just never looks good on me anymore. And I really don't like it. I've enjoyed it at some point, but now it just looks cakey, it creases, and in general, kind of sucks. Sorry, Catrice. Yeah, so I am decluttering it. And maybe it's bad because it's expired, because maybe I was supposed to use it up in the 6 months and I haven't. So yeah. Next thing that is also a pretty much no-brainer to me is these lashes and glue. The glue is also expiring after 6 months. I don't know how many years I have these already. These lashes have been reused several times. This is the only pair of lashes that I own. I never use lashes, which is why. But I feel like if I wanted to use lashes now, I would just buy new ones and didn't want to reuse old crusty ones. So I am also decluttering these. Another one of possibly boring category, this is Inglot Duraline. It's a good product. I mainly used it for making my eyebrow pomades wet again, and it works perfectly for that. However, it's very, very old, probably also like 6 years old. I don't want to be using this for creating eyeliners or even putting it on my brows when it's this old. I don't use it enough. I used it only like once this year. So I feel like if I want to have it again, I will just buy it again. I mean, yeah, that's how it should be. I shouldn't be using trash. Next, I have some ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I have, I think, 3 more in the palette that were depotted from some of the palettes. I'll show them to you later. Now we're talking about the ones that are in their single pots. So this is the shade Bloomer, this is the shade Mycelium. This one is from a collaboration with Raw Beauty Christie. I loved it. Beautiful shade, amazing, stunning, one of my favorites. This one was fine. I don't really love it too much. It's more purple burgundy than it looks in here. But yeah, they are creams and they're very old, and I shouldn't be using cream shadows that are very old. Some more creamish kind of eyeshadows. This Essence Melted Chrome is stunning. It's very discontinued. It's very old. I got it as a gift with purchase for like less than 1 cent. I think it was 1 grosz in Poland, which is very little. It's stunning, but I barely use it, and it is cream. I didn't realize that at first because it's like powder to cream, I think, or I don't know. But it's also very old, and it's a stunning shade, but I have shades that are equally stunning, and I'm never reaching for this anyways, so yeah. You'll hear me convince myself to get rid of stuff a lot in here, huh? This one is from Makeup Revolution. Again, it's a cream, as you can tell from the way it looks in the pan. It's a beautiful shade. It's like a gold, but with a red base. It's really stunning. But again, it's very old. It's the shade Rebound. I think they're still available on like resellers. I don't think Makeup Revolution sells them anymore, which says something. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, again, cream shadow, very old. I haven't used it a single time this year, I think. But when I was using it a long time ago, I loved it. That's making me want to keep it, but it's not a good enough reason. If I haven't used something in the whole year, and I have like over 100 eyeshadows, singles only, that's not including eyeshadow palettes. Yeah. And another one. This one is from a brand, Rosie. I think it's a Polish brand. I don't know. I bought it in a store called Contigo. in Poland. It's a beautiful champagne. It's good for like every day or work. I used it last week for a work trip and it was really nice. I don't think it looks or feels expired, so it might be one of those things that I will be grabbing from my box and using until the end of the year. We'll see. I mean, if I don't do that, that's another sign of how much I needed. Okay, then some more single shadows. These are all from a Polish brand, Han. I have 2 glitter eyeshadows and 3 powder eyeshadows. They're all beautiful. If you're in Poland and looking to buy some single shadows, they are very beautiful and I definitely recommend them. You can swatch them in the stores and find the perfect shade. I really love this one. It's completely shattered in the little container, as you can see, but it's the shade Pleasure, 302 Pleasure. So if you have a chance, look at it. It's beautiful. It's like a greenish gold. Amazing. These 2 also pretty, but I barely use them. I don't really tend to reach for single pot shadows. I generally just use my eyeshadow palettes. If I have like single shadows that are magnetic, I also have them in palettes and I will just use those palettes. So I don't really reach for things that are like this. And especially if they're glitters. So these are like actual, I think, plastic glitters. And I took one of them or even both of them for one of the festivals that I was going to this year. And I think I forced myself to use it once, but I didn't love it. I just don't care for these. I prefer sparkly eyeshadows. I don't want plastic glitter, and also they're old. This is a water-activated liner palette. It's from the brand Suva. I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's called UV Brights. It's this kind of eyeliner that activates with blue light and shines in the dark. I'll show you how it looks like. It looks absolutely disgusting. First of all, because I mixed some colors, but also the pots are disconnecting. Like, I can take them out. So they are very dried out. It's old. I am sad to get rid of it because it was a pretty special palette for me. It was my first palette of this sort. I created some really fun looks with it. It was my go-to for festivals, for concerts, for any fun events. And I don't know, I just have a lot of memories with it, so I am sad to get rid of it. Plus, additionally, I can't even buy it anymore because the brand was discontinued. So if I wanted to get water-activated liners again, I would need to go for something completely different. But yeah, they're very old. They look bad. I don't know if I should be putting them near my eyes, so time to say goodbye. Next, I'll talk about some highlighters. These are from KVD Beauty. They are very discontinued again. I bought them on sale, so I think they were already being discontinued. The shelf life is 6 months, and they are pretty. Like this one is, and I don't know how much you'll be able to see on camera, but it's like shifting yellow, gold yellow. This one is like rose gold, and I was mesmerized by them in the store, but then I never used them at first because they felt special, and then because I never broke them in. And I have learned that I need to break products in or I never use them. And I didn't do that with these, so I just never use them. And I still I don't care about them. I forced myself to use them a few times, and yeah, I just prefer the things. So no matter how beautiful these are and how beautiful they looked like on that day in Sephora where I got them and how happy I felt that I found such a good deal, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. Another one that I'm pretty much embarrassed by is these 2 little mini highlighters from Becca. So this was my first one. It's in the shade Opal. It has been broken many times. It has been repressed. The shade is too dark for me, so it never worked. I was making it work since like 2017, probably. I should have gotten rid of this a long time ago. And then this one I bought when they announced that they're gonna go and close the brand, so probably like 2020 or something like that, 2021, I'm not sure, long time ago still. And this is the shade C-Pop. I used it a little, kind of barely. A waste of money, a waste of everything. But yeah, now they're super old and I still don't really use them. And they're very expired, especially this one. But both. This one is another very special one for me. I got it for myself for my birthday, I think in 2016. However, I wasn't able to find any proof of me having it in 2016. The earliest date I was able to find was 2017, so I'm assuming it was 2017. But it's Soft and Gentle from MAC. It has been used. There's a pan. The use has been severe. I really liked it for a long time, and I feel like these are just difficult to finish, and probably if I really tried, I could have done it since 2017, but other things came into my life and I used those other things, and now it's old. It doesn't have the expiration date on the bag, so I don't know what it is, but I assume it was in the past since I bought it in 2017. And again, this is something that they still have. I can buy it again if I want to. Another product that I recommend to everyone, very affordable. I feel like if you're looking for an affordable highlighter, this is something that you should grab from the drugstore. It's Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. Mine is in the shade 020 Supreme Rose Beam. This is my favorite shade. I didn't know that it's my favorite shade when I bought it, but it kind of helped me realize that. But it's this like pinky shade. I hate, now I know, I didn't used to know, but now I know that I really don't like gold highlighters. I like white or pinkish ones, and this is like the perfect shade for me. And again, this one is expired, but I really do like it a lot. If there would come a time that I need a new highlighter, I feel like I might repurchase it, and I feel like it might be one of those things that I keep using even though it's in the box of Declutters. So we'll see. This one I also feel very attached to. Then some super old products that I haven't purchased. This Morphe palette. It's the only Morphe product that I have ever owned. I won it in a giveaway from like an Instagram influencer a very long time ago. I think also 2017. It's their blush trio in Pop of Blush, I assume. It has 3 shades and they have been used for sure, but I never really loved them. I felt like the pigmentation wasn't that strong. I was never really like super into it. So I feel like throughout the whole time that I had it, I was forcing myself to use it, and I'm happy to say goodbye. And then this one, I also didn't buy myself. I got it in a PR package from Makeup Revolution. I used to get PR from them in, I don't know, 2019, 18, something like that. And this was in one of the packages. I loved it. And it's their Rose Gold Glow. Yeah, I think that's the name of the product, Rose Gold Glow. It's a double pan highlighter. This is a rosy one. This is a golden one. I like this one more for reasons that I have now discovered. I just like this shade more. But they were very, very pigmented. Not pigmented, very pigmented too, but like very shiny. That was like my shiniest highlighter for a while, so it was nice to have it. But yeah, it's very old now and it's very discontinued, and there's no reason for me to keep it instead of using things that I have and know that I like more. I have 2 mini blushes. This is quite embarrassing, but this is a mini for those heart blushes that Too Faced used to have a very, very long time ago. I got this in a Christmas set in 2017, and it's one of the oldest products that I own. It's in the shade Love Hangover, and it's very pigmented, which is why I struggled to use it, but I really loved it. It's a beautiful shade, but it's so old. Even though I like it, I use it rarely because of how old it is. It feels weird. I think I just need to get rid of it. And then this one feels pretty new, even though it's not. I got it in 2021, which already is a long time ago, but it's a mini Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Captivating. I got it when Tarte launched in Poland. I lived in Poland. I was really curious about Tarte, and I got it in a set that they had. I don't know if it was a Christmas set or not, but a set with a bunch of minis, and this blush is the only thing that I have left from it. And if I was to pick a blush from Tarte, this would not be a shade I would pick. I would not pick a peachy blush. So I think that's partially why I didn't use it. It also felt special for a long time. And again, this is my big problem. I need to use things and not let them feel special and collect dust. But at the same time, even though it felt special because it was Tarte and I was curious about it, the packaging is like so bad. It's plastic. It's really dinky. It's like, it's not even like strong plastic. It feels like I could bend it. It's very low quality. So that was quite disappointing. But yeah, that's another very expired mini. I also have Anastasia Beverly Hills Chocolate Brow Powder Duo. I got it in 2019. It says it goes off after 12 months, so clearly it has been a long time since that. I got it on sale, which is also why I have it in a shade that completely is not my shade. Like, you've seen my face. This is not a shade I would pick for myself. And I've been using it all the time. I feel justified with getting rid of it because it's expired, because of how cheaply I was able to get it, and also because of how much I used it. This is a powder foundation that is from Glam Shop, and it's also very discontinued. I think they re-released it in a different formula and probably also different packaging, but I got it in 2022. It says it's gonna expire after 2 years, so I think it's like on the verge of being not expired. And I use it a lot. I use it to set my eyeshadow primer. I use it to carve out my eyeshadow because it's very pigmented. As a powder foundation, I cannot use it. It's terrible. It's super cakey. Throughout the whole time of having this thing, and by the way, it's broken, I hated it with passion. And I will take this expiration thing as an opportunity to get rid of it. I can do my carving out the eyeshadow with an eyeshadow. I don't need this for this. Then I have the reason for this video. This is a contour palette from Han. It was made in a collaboration with an influencer, Natalie Beauty. I have searched for her on Instagram. I haven't been able to find her. Maybe she changed her username. I don't know. I was never following her. I just was intrigued by the product. And this is how it looks like. It looks busted. I used it a lot. I really loved this highlighter, surprisingly, because it's kind of golden, but not too much. Like, this one is very golden. But this one was working still. This bronzer was amazing. I loved it. Clearly, I used it a lot. It arrived broken, so I had to repress it as the first thing I had to do. It was 2019, so please don't judge me, but I did it with some cheap perfume. So it used to smell nice. It doesn't smell that nice anymore. But yeah, it's very old, and I think it made me have some red dots on my cheeks, which I did not appreciate, so time to say goodbye. Here are some more cheek products, this time from Odens Eye. I am pretty sure these might be discontinued. I haven't made any notes though, so I might be wrong. But there's a blush and a highlighter. And the blush has the expiration time of 36 months. And this highlighter I got, I think, a bit later. So I think it's like on the verge of not being expired. But I don't like it. I never use it. So I'm getting rid of it. And if you have been following me on social media, you might have seen that I am receiving PR from Odens Eye, and I have their new blushes and their new highlighters. So I feel like it just makes sense to just use the new ones and not the old ones. Also for my skin's health, but for your information too. And lastly, for cheeks, I have some cream products. I have two Rare Beauty products. I have a highlighter in the shade Mesmerize and a blush in the shade Joy. And both of these I got in 2022. They expire after a year, so they're both expired. I want to be careful with not using expired cream products because I know that bacteria might grow in them more than powders. Even though they are not as old as some of the other things, I will still get rid of them. I also never liked this highlighter. I don't care for it. I don't think I'm a big fan of cream highlighters in general, but this one was not for me. It was a little too dark, maybe, possibly. And for the blush, I didn't really like the shade Joy. It was very orangey. And I do have a shade Happy, which is pink, which is my preferred shade. So I think I prefer to just use that one and not have these as a distraction. If you have seen my Project Pan videos in the past, you might have seen that I have put these in the Project Pan. So in a way, this is a way to wrap things up with these. Then I have a Rose Cheek Duo from Natasha Denona. This is a product that I really loved. I really recommend to my friends and to you as well. If the shade works for you, of course. I don't know if she has other shades. I feel like this is the only one, which is clearly not very good. It wouldn't work for most people. If it works for you, then it's a nice product, mainly because of how small it is. I was able to use it for my work trips and travel in general. The blush was a really nice peachy pink color. The highlighter, what I liked about it is that it also worked with eyeshadows, so I could use it in my inner corner and my brow bone. It wouldn't disturb the eyeshadows beneath it, which some creams do. Apart from being old, I have also used it a lot and it's close to being used up, and that is also a good reason for me to get rid of it. And this is another Rare Beauty blush. It's nearly mauve in the cream formula. I got it for my birthday from my best friend a few years ago, and I used it a lot. I hit pan on it. I really, really liked it. The color is stunning. The only reason why I'm getting rid of it is because it's super old. It's kind of dry. Like when I touch it, it's dry. And yeah, I don't want to use expired things, but it was very good and I am very grateful. These are 3 of my Maybelline Superstay Matte inks. They're in the shades Ruler, Voyager, and Amazonian. I received Amazonian in PR from Maybelline. All of these shades are beautiful. I love all 3 of them. They're really good shades. I had a huge collection of these Superstay Matte inks because I was pretty obsessed with them when they were popular, I guess. Really loved them. And these were the 3 that I chose to keep while I was decluttering the other ones. So I really like these shades. Although my favorite one is Seductress. I don't have it because I used it up. But yeah, these are super old. I think I got them in 2019, 2020, 2021 latest. They're just a bit dry already and I'm not as obsessed with this formula, so it doesn't really hurt me that much to get rid of it. I just have other lipsticks that I like more now. But yeah, main reason is they're old. Next is some Huda Beauty. I have her Liquid Matte in Bombshell and Demi Matte in Shiro. Bombshell I received in the same giveaway win as the Morphe palette, so super old. I used to think this shade is my favorite one when I was into the peachy colors. I am no longer into the peachy colors. Mainly, it's just old, so I don't want to be eating expired lipstick, and lipstick is something that you eat, so because of that I want to be cautious about it. And this one, I'm pretty sure that she doesn't even carry these things anymore. The Demi Mattes, I'm pretty sure she doesn't have them. It was a nice formula. It was like a liquid lipstick but glossy, but like stayed put for a long time. But you can even see in the tube that it looks a bit weird, like it looks kind of chunky, so I don't want to be using it. Like I said, I don't want to be eating expired lipstick. Next, some of the oldest things in my collection are also these 2 L'Oreal Les Chocolats. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm definitely wrong, but you see it. They're still available, I believe, and they're amazing. The smell, like if you have a chance to smell them and you haven't yet, you need to. They smell amazing, like chocolates, like really like chocolates. I wasn't the biggest fan of the shade selection at the time. They were mostly brown. I feel like now I might appreciate it more. But I have the shades Candyman and Tasty Ruby. And again, I feel like these are from 2018, 2019. They're very good and I might repurchase them, but I need to get rid of these because they're super old. Similarly, these 3 from Too Faced Melted Matte Christmas collection, clearly. It was a little set of 4 liquid lipsticks. I used up one. They, again, smelled amazing. These are beautiful colors. This is one of the most beautiful reds that I have. The only disadvantage is it doesn't stay put as well, like it kind of bleeds outside of the lip line. So I guess I would need to have a really good lip liner with it. But these are beautiful colors. They are from 2018, 19 though, so yeah, super old. From Tarte, I have 2 Maracuya Juicy Lip thingies in the shade Orchid and Wild Berry. I love these, like these products in general. I have used up like a ton of these. These are full size. I haven't used them up, but I might. I think these are one of those things that I will like push to use up before the end of the year, or like before I declutter them. These are, I did a chef's kiss, you didn't see that. Then I have a bunch of things from Rare Beauty that are all old, and I'm very sad about that. So this is a lipstick. It's in the shade Lively. Beautiful shade. I did not appreciate it when I first got it. I think it's because I don't care for this kind of lipsticks, so it's possible that I still wouldn't use it, but it's not a bad lipstick, it's just old. This one I got to try out the formula. It's a warm orangey red. I don't really wear shades like this, which is why it's here, even though it's a mini. Again, old. This lip gloss is one of those things that I stopped using when I realized how much I like it, which makes 0 sense, but I did it because I wanted to save it and have it for longer. Why, you ask? I have no idea. It makes 0 cents. It's a beautiful color. The formula is nice. I feel like I like it less now than I liked it then, which is another reason why I should have used it then. But yeah, it's kind of like gel, I guess. It's like a gel bomb. Feels like a gel. But it's a beautiful color, and I might try to use it up as well. And this is their, what is it? Like a matte souffle something something in Courage. And I love this shade. I really like it. The formula is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of those like moussey whipped things, but it's fine. I don't hate it. The color, however, I love. It's like a perfect nude for me, I felt. And it suffered from the same thing where I don't use something when I think it's too good. Now it's old. Some old lip glosses. This is a Rimmel. This is a Rimmel Oh My Gloss in the shade Glossaholic. It's fine. It's very gel. I don't really care for the formula. The color is okay, which is why I don't use it. It's old now. The Colourpop's So Juicy in Small Talk. You might have seen a video, although that video didn't get many views, so you might have not seen it, and then you should go and see it. It's a beautiful formula, but I hate the packaging, which is why I didn't use it. I think it's time to get rid of it and just give up on it, because I have lip glosses that I like formulas of and I like packagings of. Then the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Reef. I bought the wrong shade. I think the formula could be nice. It has hyaluronic acid. It could be this perfect hydrating formula that I would love and use every day. But because the shade is like super pigmented, it feels like I'm applying liquidized lipstick, literally. It doesn't feel like a gloss. I never reach for it because it's not easy to use. And now if you can see, it looks really weird. Like the texture of it looks super weird because it's super old and it's super expired. I think I also got it in like 2020. And another lip gloss that you might have seen me mention a few times if you watched any of my videos, Too Faced Lip Injection in the shade Original. I don't know if that's the name of the shade, but this is the original shade of the lip injection, and I hate it. I have pretty bold lipsticks. I have this Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in Fire Starter. I got it from a friend in 2020. So my friend gave her lipstick that she already had for some time and used in 2020. Yeah. These two are also unfortunately old. Both are Odens Eye. Both are stunning, beautiful, amazing packaging. I am not the biggest fan of the Alva Matte lip stain. The shade is like borderline red on me, even though it's brown. But what I mostly don't like about it is how huge the packaging is. I feel like it's so unnecessary. I don't want to carry it with me anywhere because it's huge. It will not fit in the little pouch that I bring my makeup in. And now it's old. And this is something I got in a mystery box that I got from Odens Eye a long time ago. Also, that one I got myself. I purchased it with my money, same as this one. And this is a velvet lipstick in the shade Fig Jam. It's a very bold color. It's a stunning, beautiful, amazing red. It doesn't look as dark on the lips as it does in the tube. It kind of looks like blood red, and it's amazing. The color, mwah, chef's kiss. I didn't even use my hand this time because you wouldn't see it anyways. But amazing, stunning. But I never wear lipsticks like that. I should, maybe, but I don't. And I would love to keep it. Also, just because of how stunning the packaging is. And I might keep it just for that. But yeah, I'm sad about getting rid of this one, but also I never use it. And this is a little set of Fenty Beauty gloss bombs that I was very sad to discover is probably expired. It's a little Christmas set that I got in 2022. I saw that, I think these two shades were already permanent. This shade was the special one that was not released. I believe it's already released. I don't remember if it was permanent or not, but I definitely saw it being released into the collection again, and it's beautiful. Dark, glittery, duochrome, magenta, burgundy, yellow shade. And I like the formula of these, but at the same time I can't really tell if I love it because I didn't use them that much. Like, they felt nice, but this is another case of so special that I wouldn't use it, and I regret it because I wanted to use them. I bought them because I was so excited to try all of these formulas. So I might try to use them and like push them and see how long I can use them before it feels wrong. And these are shades Fuchsia Flex, Fenty Glow Heat, and Cupcaking. And lastly, I want to show you all of the eyeshadow palettes that are going into my declutter box. First of all, Viba, Polish brand. It's a palette made with an influencer called Zmarowana. The palette is called Feel My Mind. The packaging is pretty cool, as you can see, and the inside looks like this. I was saving it for a while because I didn't really have colors like these because it was useful. I never really loved it too much, even though it is very useful, but these are like super dry. This one was beautiful, but it dried out pretty fast. This black was amazing, but I never reach for it. And I have way too many eyeshadow palettes. So, and this is super old. Next one, I have my two Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. They're both discontinued now. One is Amrezy, one is Riviera. I don't really care for Riviera so much. It's colorful. I thought that these colors are very up my alley, but I just never reach for it. It feels boring. I don't want to reach for these shimmers. They don't feel special at all. Yeah, like, it's not a bad palette, but I never reach for it. I'm not excited about it, and mostly it's old. And for some reason, I noticed that Anastasia's palettes are expiring after 18 months, while I noticed that a lot of others have like 24 or even 36 months. So I don't know what's the deal with that. Maybe new ones don't. But yeah, the Amrezy palette was actually the first Anastasia palette that I've ever bought. Very excited about it. It's stunning, shiny, glittery. Color story is beautiful. It has two plastic glitters, which I don't like. I kind of hate. This Barb shade is amazing. It probably was my first proper like sparkly shiny duochrome. Amazing. Love this. This Georgina shade has recently caught my mind. I made a look with it that was beautiful. Bronzy, fall, really pretty. So this one I am sad about. I don't really want to get rid of it. I feel like it's not bad yet, so I might keep it. We'll see how I feel about it. But for now, they're going in the box. Then I have this palette from Kaleidos. Another case of not using something because it feels too special. When I bought it, it felt super up my alley. Now I feel like it's dried out. I don't know how long it was supposed to be good for because it doesn't have the typical little jar with the number of months. But yeah, the shadows just feel very dry. And because I was saving it, I don't remember if it was like that from the beginning or if it's because it dried out. But both the shimmers and the mattes are like dusty now. Yeah. Then I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes from the Polish brand Han. I'll start with this one because it's from the same collection as the contour palette that caused this whole thing. It's from the collaboration with the same influencer. I feel like it was one of the first colorful palettes that I really loved. The shimmers were really, really stunning. They still kind of are. They're kind of dry now. This was one of the best sparkly champagnes ever, but yeah, I don't reach for it. It's from 2019. Super old. Then this one, very weird packaging. It has a mirror that comes off. Very discontinued. Another reason why I think Han palettes are amazing and you should check out their eyeshadows because this shade, even on camera, it looks stunning. It's super shiny, super sparkly. Chef's kiss. I love these mattes as well. These shades I never used. Well, I used a little, as you can see, but like I never really wanted to use them. So I'm not really sad about getting rid of it because it's old. But if I could, I possibly would take these shades out. Maybe this one as well. If you're in the market for eyeshadow palettes and you're in Poland, seriously. Glam Shop too, but Han. And these are two other Han palettes. Good vibes and make my day. Beautiful palettes, beautiful shimmers, great mattes. I recommend them. They're good. I think they're expired. They feel fine, but I think they're expired. And yeah, I'll see how I feel about them. Next one is a palette from Evelyn. It's Mystic Galaxy and it is a dupe for one of the Urban Decay palettes, Ultraviolet maybe. It looks like this. These shades I really liked. I used a lot. This Mars shade, stunning. This Moon shade, amazing. I didn't really use the purples. They were not sparkly or interesting enough for me to use. I was mostly interested in the mattes or this shimmer. So I'm not sad to put it in the box. I have two eyeshadow palettes from Odens Eye. They're both in the older format. So this one, Norns, has been re-released with square pans, but mine is with round pans. And then Alva, I believe, is discontinued and doesn't exist, but I have it. This palette was what made me love Odens Eye. I was obsessed with this palette. I really loved it. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have one pan, so you have to believe me. These shimmers, I feel like, are nothing in comparison to what Odens Eye makes now, but even then I loved it. For the Norns palette, I used it less, not because of the quality. The color story didn't feel consistent to me, so it was difficult for me to create looks just with this palette, which made me not use it, even though I wanted it for these shades, these three specifically, because of how beautiful they are. And they're still really beautiful, but I still don't reach for them. And I have better Odens Eye shadows now. These are going in the box. I have this Inglot palette in a collaboration with a Polish influencer, Komunikatywnia. It's a magnetic palette, nude. I used to take it with me on all travels because of how small it is, how compact. The magnets are very strong, so it wouldn't just like open in the suitcase and fall apart. And it was great for everyday looks. So it served me well, and now it's old. Box it is. And now these are all of the single shadows that I'm putting in the box. As you can see, it's quite a lot. These are all shadows that I have depotted from different Colourpop palettes that I had throughout the years. I bought all of them before 2021, so they're all old. And it's a mix of different palettes, but I don't think I should be keeping palettes that are that old, especially because I never reach for them in this format. I regret depotting them. I feel like it actually made me reach for them less, so I will not be doing that again if I ever have more palettes that I could depot. I will not be getting rid of the original packaging because it made me not use them at all. Maybe sometimes reached for some of the shades, like I used this one quite a lot. Yeah, in the box. In this one, I have a mix of some Makeup Revolution. So these are all Makeup Revolution. This is a repress from Makeup Revolution. This is NAM, Polish brand NAM, NAM. This is Nabla. And these are the three Colourpop Super Shock shades from the palettes. So these are all super old. I used them, some of them a lot, some of them I haven't. And now it's time to say goodbye. They're too old, I don't reach for them. And these are all Glam Shop. This one is a Makeup Revolution highlighter that I received in PR. I believe I received all of the Makeup Revolution shades from the other palette in PR as well. But yeah, these are beautiful Glam Shop shades. A lot of them are discontinued, some are not, but I can feel that they're old because they feel kind of dry. And yeah, I have some other Glam Shop shades that I like more, and I feel like I can't really enjoy these because they're dry. And I have 123 single shadows. If I get rid of this many, I'll be fine. So I'm filming the outro of the video before filming the actual chunk. So I haven't looked through this stuff yet in my time, but I have in your time. I hope that it was interesting. If it was, please like this video, please consider subscribing, and please comment. And in the comments, if you could give me some advice on this whole topic. Because if you can't tell, I feel a little lost and I'm still exploring. So I will be very curious to hear from you. What's your experience with using older makeup? When do you consider something expired? How do you approach this? Give me some advice. Maybe it's not the best to ask for advice on the internet, but we'll see what we get. And with that being said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.